A small group of doctors and volunteers are headed to Africa's west coast to bring much-needed health care to those in need.
In this edition of Someone to Know, 3 News anchor John Thomas Kobos shows us why the doctor leading the group is a familiar face.
Dr. Sam Owiredu is no stranger to Ghana, his hometown. He's also no stranger to 3 News. We cover his biannual journeys home routinely.
Every year we keep getting new people, new children who have disability.
Armed with crutches, wheelchairs, and walkers, this doctor of physical therapy has one simple goal in mind: to improve mobility.
This year we are going to follow up and see how the old ones, the previous ones are doing, and if they need any help.
The good doctor routinely brings volunteers and experts in their field. Christina Jaramillo joined 2 years ago and says she was not quite ready to hear from patients how their diagnosis meant they were outcasts in society.
Cursed, possessed. The kids were deemed as snakes, is what they called them. So going there was a real shocker to hear all of that.
Owiredu says he wants to educate, feed families, and counsel them.
I just want people to know that we are helping here most of the time, but we're just going to give other people from the developing countries a little bit of what we have here, the privilege that Americans have.
Reporting, John Thomas Kobos, 3 News.